Hello everybody, it's Lorraine. Welcome to my channel. And I've been crafting, playing this morning, and just trying to keep myself motivated for crafting. So I'm in here playing. I've had to, unfortunately, close temporarily my Etsy shop because the post in Greece, and I'm guessing it's the same globally, is really slow. So I've sent out some journals recently and they haven't arrived. They've gone to America, and they've been an age leaving Greece, and they've only just, after about a month, I've only just left Athens. So I don't know how long it's going to be before the people get the journals. So if you're watching this, I do apologise for the delays, but it's completely out of our hands at the moment what's happening. I went to post another one yesterday to America, and was told that Greece have now decided to not post to or accept post from the United States until after the coronavirus. So I've decided just temporarily to close my Etsy store down, but I still want to craft things. I'm not in it just to sell things, although it's a bonus because it pays for my ink. So I just thought I'd come in here this morning and start playing with. I got some of these from the supermarket the other day. That obviously food sacks that we buy our fruit and vegetables in. They're the paper, strong paper sacks, and like most of you probably do when you go shopping or when you're doing anything, you look at what can I use that for, how can I make that useful. So this morning I thought I would start making a journal using one of these. So I did start making, but I will go through and show you how I've done it using a fresh bag. So I've folded it in half. I've edged just two corners here because of the size of the topper with some crocheted lace. I've left this open here because I thought that would be nice to use a giant tuck spot on there. And of course this has to be covered. I've used some distress ink, some vintage photo, just to give it a bit of a grungy look around the edges, and the same on the back. This and the inside will be covered, so you won't see the fruit and vegetable logos in there. And then I've made this topper to go on the front of here. And this kit is from Mrs. Coggs, and I've had it an eternity, I really have, and never used it, and they're such beautiful images. So I thought, right, I'm going to use those rather than have them stuck in a folder not being used. I'm going to use them in this journal. I don't know if I meant, they're called Women of Antiquity, the kit, and there's some beautiful images, so I'm going to use those. So that's going to be the front of this altered bag journal. I'm to clue what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go along, so we'll see where it takes us. So I'll just put that to one side. These are some of the tags. I've attached them and made them into tags or belly band tuck spots. So these are some of the images that will go into the journal. But what I'll show you is how I made this into a journal cover. The first thing I did, because it's gusseted here, is I glued down these two sides. I'm just using PVA glue. I've decanted normal PVA glue into this bottle because I can't get any of my favourite glue, which is Cosmic Shimmer, the specialist acrylic glue. I can't get it delivered, so I've got got deliveries coming, and they're just not arriving, they're stuck somewhere, in Athens probably. So, using PVA glue, you can use whatever glue is your favourite, but I just wanted to just fasten down those edges, because we're not going to use the gusset thing, so. So that's it. I mean, you can, if you choose to, you can cut that off there and seal it completely, but I quite like the thoughts of leaving it there. Now, this is going to be the pocket inside. I can't remember which way around I glued that. Let me just check what I've done here. It's the bottom one. So this I didn't want flapping up, so we're just going to put a little bit of glue here on this edge, just to just so that flap stays down. And again on the other side, just to keep that down. And then that just leaves this bit open to use as the pocket. Okay, and then folding it in half, making sure the edges are straight, and using my bone folder to give a nice firm, crisp fold on there. So that's going to be a journal cover, and then we're going to cover obviously the pages. One thing you can do to make it a little bit sturdier is you could put some cardstock inside, and that'll make it stronger, but because I'm putting a cardstock topper on the front and on the back, I didn't think it would need it. Another thing that you can do, but I've chosen not to do, is use gesso on it, and that will strengthen it and give it a little bit more heaviness. You could do that. I might do it inside, but for now I'm not going to bother. So that just needs leaving to dry. What I also did, just to give it the grunginess, was just do the edges. Just do the edges with some vintage photo distress ink. It just gives it the antique, the aged look, adds a little bit of grunginess to it, gives it some depth. So to the creases. I'm putting quite a lot on this. I don't usually use so much distress ink on things, but I think these bags just warrant that. And the insides as well, because they're going to be visible when it's made up. I'm sorry this is a bit boring watching me inking a paper bag up, but I just thought you enjoy watching the process. Make sure you do both and get the edges of this, because this is going to be open. there it is ready to be used as a journal cover. Or you could use it as, what do they call them? Instead of a journal inside, you could put pockets onto here and have tags and notebooks and things inside of it. So maybe we'll play at that with that one. I'll just put it over there and then bring this one back. So as I said, I've done the edges. Another thing that you can do, you can stitch around the edges. You would only do the 3 edges because you want this one open. So unless you're really good with a sewing machine and can get that, I don't think I'd be able to do that with my machine. But so stitching it around the edges, and again we might have a go at doing that with that one. So the topper for this, I've just used some cardstock. It does have an image on it, but I've covered the whole of the image up, so I could have just used cardstock, but it doesn't matter. I've used some Hessian underneath just to give it a little bit more of a just a different look, and then used one of the cards from Mrs. Cogg's kit, 2 beautiful ladies, and it's titled Apricots because she's picking apricots from this tree. And what I'm going to do is affix that onto the front of here. So then that's the cover almost done, because I might add something onto the top of here as well. So I'll just ink all the way around the edges of this topper using my PVA glue. Make sure I get plenty in the middle as well. Oh, there's some wonderful things happening in our crafting community at the moment. Lots and lots of videos, lots of freebies that people are putting on. I'm afraid I haven't got any freebies because I don't do digital imagery. I don't know how to do it. I'm not very good with technology. But they're being really generous, and the community's keeping each other going, so it's lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to plonk that down there. Just try and do this difficult from that side, so I'll just try and smooth the glue from that side, and then we'll leave that to dry. It's only going to be a single signature because there's no depth to the spine onto here. So it's just working out how many pages, just excuse me while I get the papers. There's the papers, some of the papers. Trimmer papers. So I had a busy morning the other morning and did some coffee dyed papers, and some of the images that I'm going to, some of the tags might benefit from some pinks, I think. It's got a little bit of pink on the background here, so I think I might put a few of the pink papers in as well. And these I've used quite a well diluted, it's red food colouring, and I just put it inside a spray bottle and liberally spray on top of it on both sides, and then it's been baked in the oven to dry and then ironed out. And I love I love this effect. Sorry about my fingers, I've been ink stamping this morning and it's everywhere. So I need to know what size papers, so I'll do it in centimetres actually. So if I say that's just shy of 16 centimetres by 19.5. So if I want to do 14, if I do 14, that's a bit small, isn't it? 14. So if the pages are 15 centimetres by 18.5, 15 centimetres by 18.5, because they're going to be okay, so they need trimming. Needs to be 30 centimetres. 30. Actually, it's less than 30 centimetres. So they don't need anything taken off there. What did I say? 15? No, I didn't say 15, did I? I said 18.5. So that's 18.5. Okay. How many pages? One. I hope you're all keeping well. And keeping busy. It's good that we've all got hobbies, things that can keep us occupied, and it's good. A lot of watching the news last night about domestic violence, and you know the numbers, the incidences of domestic violence is increasing because of people at home 24 hours a day with partners, and obviously sometimes that's not good for some couples. It's so sad that happens, but there are lots of support networks available for people if they choose to use them. So, you know, if you're listening to this and you're experiencing that, please seek some help. There's lots of ways you can do it. I know in the UK the charity Refuge are doing a big push on their service, and they're available 24/7. So just tap Refuge into Google on your smartphone if you can do, and they can offer you some advice. So how many pages we want in this? So we've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now 7 sheets would give us, so 7 sheet. Each sheet will give us 4 pages. So 4 sevens is 28. 28 pages. So I think it would stand some more. 28. It's 32, 32, 32, 36, 40. Because it's only a small bag, so I don't want, because once you've got the ephemera in as well, now then, what shall we do with those? We'll keep those for now. Just see. We may use them, we may not. Put those out of the way. And so, here goes. So I'm just going to fold them in half and crease them. Yeah, it's been quite a challenge, I guess, for a lot of people being at home 24/7. I know my daughter and her husband are at home with their son, my grandson Freddie. But they're lucky because they're finding things to keep them amused. Obviously they've got Freddie's schooling work to do. And jobs around the house to do. But I think a lot of people are missing the routine and the structure of college or work. I'm quite lucky that I've got crafting and we've got animals to care for. And we've got a couple of dogs and cats. More cats than we think we need, for sure. And of course there's the puppies that we're not fostering them, but we're looking after them at the moment. 7 puppies that are living in the garden next door. The house is empty, so every day my husband goes round and feeds the 7 puppies and cleans up the back of 7 puppies. I don't get too involved in it. I go and I'll play with them and I'll help if he needs. I have my crafting, and my hubby, he likes painting, he likes doing watercolours. Maybe I'll use some of his watercolours and things at some point, feel like making. And he plays guitar, so he's on that a lot. So we have things that we enjoy doing. And of course walking the dogs, getting out in some fresh air. It's nice. So let's find a pink one. Try and disperse them out a little. And then, what is that one? 1, 2, 3. That's got a slight pink tinge to it. I must have had it on top of the mat when I was doing the coffee dyeing. So now how come that's 12? So this is going to be the signature. How do you think it could take some more? What are your thoughts? Remembering that when we fill it, it's going to be quite a junky thing. I think that's enough. Not sure. I think for now it's enough. Because we're going to have something in the back of here as well. I might do a little notebook in the back of there as well. So that's going to bulk right. Okay, so I'm back. I've had a look through some of the papers that I have. I haven't got many, that are printed with digital papers, and horrifyingly I have run out of ink in my printer, and of course the print shop's closed here, and as I said earlier, trying to get deliveries here is a nightmare at the moment. So it ain't good, so I have to make do with no ink. Oh, how scary is that? So I'm going to take just 1.5, 2.5. Let's do it that way. This measures. It measures 20, so I want it to be, well, 20 and a bit, so 18.5. Jumbo. If I do this, I'm not coping very well here. So if I do just over 18.5, and that's a hug. I'm leaving like this. Oh, I can't come. I'll have to have a think about that, won't I? I just wanted 2 halves, but then I need something to hide that central bit there. What shall I put down there? I don't think these are wide enough, are they, these strips? See, you don't throw things away because you never know. Sorry if I'm slightly off camera here. And I could do that. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to cover that central piece using, you know, the strips that we took off. They aren't wide enough, are they? No, they're not wide enough. So these strips that I took off the edges of the page, I am going to just glue down the centre here. Excuse me again, I'm just going to reach over for the glue stick, because I'm just going to use glue stick for this. And I'm just going to just put one strip there. I'm just along the edge of the crease there, and again at this side, just along the edge of there. Just smooth that again with my bone folder, and then trim this off of here. There we go. So that just covers that edge, and you won't see the joint there because that's where the stitching is going to be for the signatures. So there we go. It looks a bit mishmatch at the moment, but it won't do when it's finished. So I'm just going to ink up around the edges of these, make them look a bit grungy. This paper is yet another freebie. Now, I was talking earlier about how generous some of the crafting sites are, some of the people on the crafting sites. This one is from Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah, and she's given a lovely kit. It's very summery, and it's beach huts, flowers and buntings, and I'm going to cover up the bunting because the bunting doesn't really go in with the theme, but the flowers and the colours I thought would go well. And if you haven't got Shabby Dabby Doodah, please go on and have a look because she does some fantastic stuff. Really easy to follow tutorials. It's nice, isn't it? And then I'm going to put, was it these two? One of those two, was it? It was this lady, and I don't know who was the other one. Maybe it was one of these. Nope, too big. Too big. I'll find something. So yeah, Shabby Dabby Doodah. Go on and have a look at her. She's really easy to follow tutorials. And she can make almost anything out of nothing. She does have a shop as well, an Etsy shop, where she sells her digital kits that she's made, and they're all really nice and really quite reasonably priced. I bought some from her and used them, and they're quite versatile. You know, you can use, sometimes you buy a kit and it's just usable really for one style, but I like hers because like this, it's not just a summer theme. You can use it for different things. You know, you can use it and fit it into any sort of theme. So, I know it don't look right, but I promise it will when I'm done. By the time we've finished, it will. And you know, when you're making journals, things don't have to be perfect because there's always a technique for you to cover up any little, they're not really errors, are they? They're just happy mistakes. And sometimes those happy mistakes lead you to develop a new way of doing things. So I want it to be the same height as that one. So I think that's it. In fact, I don't think I'm going to put anything on top of this one because it's made a nice journal space, you know, with a lined paper here. So it's already beginning to feel a little bit weighty and much sturdier with just those three sides done. I don't like this, so what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to trim it up at the edges. I'm going to put some more lace just to hide these edges. We'll see. So, front cover done, and the two central. The back. What we're going to do at the back. Let's have a see what I have for the back. something that's going to cover the most of it because of this here. Roses. No, don't like that. It's a nice collage piece, and this is from Artemis. Oh, butterflies. What about butterflies? I'm going to use this. So, again, need to cut it. Just need to measure the size of this. That's 16 and a half. So I do by 19, 16 and a half by 19 and a half. If I just do 16 by 19, 19. We had a fantastic storm overnight. One of the dogs isn't very well, so he woke me up last night needing to go out, thankful. So it was about 2:30 in the morning, and when I went out it was so bright outside. We had full moon and it was like daylight, but all the way around we've got mountains all around us. We don't have a sea view, that's not. We have mountain views, they're stunning, and all of the mountains around were lit up by the lightning storm that was going around the mountains. It was stunning. And apparently, not that it kept me awake, but apparently it kept a lot of my friends awake overnight. It was such a loud storm. And the forecast is for more storm today. However, after we've had showers this morning, but now it's lovely blue skies. There are some clouds in the sky, but they don't look threatening. But I think here with the climate here on Kalymnos, it can change, you know, in minutes really. It can change. And it's weird, we have friends who live at the opposite side of the island, and they can be having beautiful weather and we're having storms, or the other way around. It's really weird sometimes, the weather on the island. We once went into the main town, Pothia is the main town, to do some shopping and met up with some friends and had a coffee. And it was a lovely day. We sat in, it wasn't hot, but it was a warm day. We sat in a cafe, outside tables, enjoying coffee and a chat with friends. And then when we got the car and came, there's only one road out of the town. Sounds like an old cowboy film, doesn't it? One road out. The road was flooded because further up there'd been a storm, and the rain, it rages down the main streets and follows the track down to the sea, so it comes to the sea level. So the whole of the the road, the out road, was flooded. It was amazing. And we'd just been sat there, no rain, nothing. It's really weird. So now it's lovely and bright. Our husband's outside again doing some more weeding in the garden with the dogs. The dogs are eating all the weeds, so they'll be sick again later. So, there we are. There's the front cover. Might need some more decorating on that yet. The two inside covers. And the back cover. And I'm going to put something on there, pocket or something. Might not be these, I don't know yet. Oh, it looks quite nice there, doesn't it? I'm not sure. Not sure yet. We'll see. There are plenty of options. What does she look like there? She looks quite nice there. And that matches the front cover with the Hessian back. But I don't know. We'll see, because there's lots of options for that. But I just like the grunginess of that paper. This paper was from a 12 by 12 scrapbooking pad that I bought when I was in England from the Works. This is the last piece of it now, none left. And it was £3, which is nothing, absolutely nothing. And there was 12 sheets of 12 by 12 card, and it's double-sided. Oh, I've got, no, tell a lie, I've got this piece, and it's double-sided. So you've got lots of options with it. So when I go again, they might not have the same one, but if they've got a few, then I might get a few. And although my luggage allowance isn't allowable, I might post them to myself. Because at £3, it's got to be worth the postage, hasn't it? I can buy a card here in sheets, massive big sheets, but the quality isn't good. I tried making a journal cover not long ago. I think I did a video of it, and when you fold it, it cracked. You know, the picture on the card all cracked, and I'd covered it. I did it with some decoupage glue to try and strengthen it, but it just didn't work. It just didn't look right. I had to cover it, which isn't a massive problem, but there you go. So then we've got this pocket. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to put some trim on this pocket, and I did think about some lace. What about that on there? I don't know if I want to use that lace just there. I don't know. Maybe it'll look too much there. Maybe. Let's see what else I've got. I'm running low on lace as well. I need to be able to get to the shops. That's a nice lace. I've just made a journal and use that as a pocket inside. I don't want white, do I? I don't want white. More white, but I don't think I want white on it. I could also coffee stain it, coffee dye it. I'll have a rethink. I will have to have a rethink. So, whilst I'm waiting for that glue to dry, I'm going to turn the camera off and go and have a meander outside in the garden. And I will be back once this is dried and I can work on it without ruining it, which is often something that I do. I'm impatient and I don't wait until things are dry and then end up spoiling them, so I'm going to wait now. So I'll see you in a while.